Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Couch of the Dead Christmas edition. Today we have a great show for you, maybe, because we reviewed a movie
A
called
horror Christmas movie.
called All the Creatures Were Stirring. And we're going to be right back after our intro to tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Matt.
We are two die-hard horror movie fans who want to share our love of spooky cinema with you.
So please, if you dare, join us on the Couch of the Dead. And we are back. And before we get started with our review, as always, we are going to see what we're drinking tonight and what is the creepy cocktail.
Creepy cocktail of tonight for my self is margaritas. Again, I know I keep doing this, but they are so good. So why not? What are you drinking tonight?
I am having some mocha cream whiskey, and it's some fancy stuff. So, before we get started with our review, you can see us on YouTube. You can hear us on Apple, Spotify. Where else?
Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, podcasts, and I think basically anywhere you can listen to podcasts, we should be out there. Search for Couch of the Dead or Couch of the Dead podcast.
And we will earworm our way into your brain like that favorite 80s song that you never forgot about.
Oh boy. So, we never ask you what you're drinking for tonight. So, why don't you let us know in the comments if you like watching us and have a drink by your side and what it is that you're drinking.
And any recommendations too. We take recommendations for movies, but hey, if you got some cool creepy cocktail you want us to
Definitely.
try, we're gonna try it.
Yeah, why not?
Should have tried them all for this movie.
Boy, oh boy. Wait. Let's see who we have here with us. We have Necro Kitty, who is not on again. Oh, Necro Kitty. Our dead kitty cat. We have. Who are these?
The skulls of our vanquished enemies. And we have Art the
Art
Clown.
the Clown. And Nosferatu.
There you
With the
go.
bushy eyebrows. He's my new one. I really like him. I hope you do too.
I'm trying to go for the same eyebrows as he is.
But you have to dye them.
Mm-hmm.
Yours are pretty gray.
So,
All the creatures were stirring. 2018. Oh my goodness. Have you seen this?
and so up until now, the movies we've reviewed have been new movies in theaters.
Mhm.
Or movies we've picked because we loved them and wanted to tell you guys about them.
Or movies that have been recommended.
Mm-hmm. And this was the first movie that I got to say I picked because I didn't want to do one of the, big traditional Christmas horror movies. I wanted to do something different.
It is our Christmas special, so we wanted to do Christmas horror.
Yeah, and I don't have many life choices that I regret. This was one of them. It had its moments. You laughed out loud at a couple of the moments when you were supposed to laugh out loud. It
What
isn't
does that even mean?
well because it wasn't something that they were trying to do that was serious and they didn't pull it off and make you laugh. You laughed at something that was
Genuinely.
supposed to be funny
Yeah.
within the context.
Yeah.
This is an anthology, so we have our wraparound story that goes between all the other little stories, and There's 4 stories.
Were they?
Yeah.
They seem like 10.
Yeah, and every time we went back to our wraparound story, we
We're
were
like,
like,
okay, this is it,
okay,
right?
this is it. And then when we
And there
found
was
out there was
one
another
more.
one, we were like, God, no. That being said, there are some fun moments in this.
And there are some big actors in some of them, which kind of surprised us.
Well, and I was a little disappointed because the first thing I said was, I hope these actors started here and didn't finish here. Nah, they finished here. So
Some of them did.
some of them were a little like, wow, that's where she ended up.
Hmm.
Do you have any of our big actors' names
I
in this
I
movie?
sure do. And let's see. Oh, and stick around for after we're done slashing this movie apart.
Get it?
We are going to have some Christmas horror trivia for him this time.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first story, we have Jocelyn Donahue. She was in the House of the Devil. If you haven't seen that,
Which was a really solid horror movie.
yeah, it was good. And then she was also in Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining.
And she
And,
ended up here.
And she ended up in this movie, which is
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, was this a pro bono?
Hey, maybe they owed the director money or something.
It was a low budget movie, so I'm sure they didn't, you know. The second story saw Katie Parker. She was in a lot of the Mike Flanagan's movie. We are fans of Mike Flanagan. So Mike Flanagan seemed to be also a fan of Katie Parker because she was in Haunted of the Hill House, Bly Manor, House of Usher,
She was in his
and
very first movie
Absentia.
called Absentia, and maybe we'll review that at one point because that was his
That was
first movie. Very low budget, very solid.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interest-
these are 2 actresses that have been in
Yeah.
some pretty high profile movies, and I'm just like, man, did somebody had pictures of them
Mm-hmm.
somewhere that they had to do this movie? And then what? I guess the
Yeah.
third or the fourth story
One
has
of the other ones had also someone who was in Absentia, which was the husband. We don't want to give the movie away, but yeah, one of the other actors in Absentia. So, yeah. I do know, I forget the name of the director, but I do know that this was a debut for the director.
Yeah,
didn't
there
write
was
down
some
the name.
stuff after we were done watching this movie that I'm like, I just don't feel like researching because I'm just mad that this movie
That's
took
bad
away
homework.
2 hours of my life.
That's bad homework. It wasn't actually 2 hours.
Well, until we pause it to take notes and stuff like that.
We do.
It seemed like a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like every time we paused it, I'm like, oh my God, there's still 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I guess without further ado,
Yeah.
we can start breaking down some of this stuff and we can go into spoilers. So, all the creatures were stirring.
Yep.
And they should have been stirring some kind of poison-laced drink because, anyway. So this is, like I said, an anthology.
Mm-hmm.
So our wraparound kind of little scenes revolve around a man and a woman that we see. The man standing outside of a movie theater. Woman rolls up, and I think it's Christmas Eve.
It is Christmas Eve. They're both spending it alone, so they decided. He
Yeah.
decided to call her up and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want to, go to this thing with me?" And it's one of those performative, small.
Yep, it's got a marquee.
Theater.
Yep, it's got a
Yeah.
marquee at the top, and it says all the creatures were stirring. So, one of the other things we noticed that I thought was going to be a lot more involved in the plot of this wraparound story was this creepy old guy sitting in the lobby of the theater
Yeah.
reading a book.
So they go in the theater and they go to the ticket lady, and there's an attitude from 1979. I don't know. The girl there at the ticket booth was like,
Did people have attitudes in 1979?
oh boy.
That was a year for attitudes, my friends.
So they get their tickets. He excuses himself. He has to go to the bathroom to take a call, or outside to take a call, which leaves the woman in there. Um, oh, we do know that his name is Max Clayton. I don't even know the woman's name.
I didn't even bother to figure it out after a while.
But while she's there by herself, we see that she's staring at, well, she's looking at the old creepy guy in the lobby reading a book, just staring creepily at her. And we're like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
And then he comes back and they go in the theater, and it's one of these, oh God, it's like so obvious that it was a set. Um, yeah, it's it's a set, and it's a very small theater. There's a couple of people here and there, you know, spread out. And the first act.
Yeah, so the first performance starts with a creepy lady walking out onto the stage and pulling a card and revealing the next card on a tripod. So now we go into our first story,
Mm-hmm.
which is The Stockings Were Hung. And I gotta say, none of the titles had anything to do with
no,
anything.
no.
But anyway, it was, so I guess this is what makes it Christmas. So it's called The Stockings Were Hung.
Mm-hmm.
And we see every story start with the performers on the stage, and they start acting out the story, and now it morphs into
For the viewers.
the movie for the viewers.
Yes.
So we are in an office setting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's close to Christmas. None of them want to be there. Dude forgets that
It
there's
is
like,
Christmas Eve. I think
yeah.
every story has a Christmas Eve.
yeah.
Yes.
And the one guy forgets that they're doing Secret Santa.
Mm-hmm.
So he just starts trying to mash some shit together from around the office.
Right.
Yeah. And
So it's a gift, the gift
Yeah.
exchange, a little party,
Yeah.
office party.
and the one guy, he wants to get out, so he kind of ducks down when the boss ain't looking, and he scoots and
he
and gets
escapes.
out. And we go to the most awkward Christmas party with the remaining workers, and they're like in a little break room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And all the gifts are in the middle of
Yep.
a table. The boss is there, and he's about to start the party, but then he gets a phone call, so he steps out and leaves the other guy in charge. And then we have the one lady who starts to explain the white elephant rules to everybody in the in the in the office, in the break room, whatever. Um,
which really has nothing to do with the rest of the story.
no,
No, it really, because so much of this stuff, like you get a setup and then they forget about it.
true.
And so they start opening the gifts, and the first guy opens the gift, and it's a huge bottle of balsamic vinegar. And the lady's
The
like,
one lady.
I made it myself. And like, oh, okay. So just when you think it can't get any worse, the next guy opens a present, and a bullet just shoots through his head. Boom. Blows the brains out the back of the head. And he's dead, and all of a sudden now they're in this break room, doors are
Everybody's
locked.
panicking, and everybody's like,
Yep, they can't get out.
right? They realize they can't get out. Now, I will say here that I was shocked. That was
Yeah,
a good
it started
shock.
off kind of strong.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about kind of strong, but that part was good. It was
And the thing with anthology movies is every story's so short that you can't really develop characters. Like, you got to kind of be like, this is this dude and this is this archetype, and let's move on with the story.
right.
So you don't
That's what
fault
they
it
did
for
in
a
this,
lack
yeah.
of character
Especially
development.
with this many, there were quite a bit of them, but this bullet through, coming from the the gift was fun. Um,
It was
it was.
jarring. It was pretty like, whoa,
But
that was
now,
cool.
we have a situation here, and we obviously are reminded that this is very much like a Saw situation here.
Well, they see the office manager out in the hallway, and his throat's cut.
Mm-hmm.
They try and call out, and they can't. And now they hear this creepy voice over the phone. Yeah, that's like, I'm gonna use this term a lot. Timu. He's Timu Jigsaw,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I can't wait to watch you all die. And we're like, dum dum dum.
Mm-hmm. Wait, we also had another Timu character there.
Well,
Timu.
there was Timu Mila Kunis, and there was Timu Terry Crews, if you know who Terry Crews is.
Sure.
And yeah, well, she was a Timu Mila Kunis morphed with the Timu Anna Faris from the
Yeah, it was
first
like
two
a-
scary movies,
Yeah.
when she had the dark hair.
Yeah, it was a good combination. But
Y-
anyway, so here we are. They're panicking, obviously, but the voice tells them that they have to keep playing the opening the presents, or else they're gonna kill him. He's gonna kill them all,
Mm-hmm.
and they have 10 minutes.
And if they do and they live, he'll let them go.
Mm-hmm.
And if they refuse to play, they'll die.
They will,
So
yes.
again, my notes say Timu saw.
Yeah.
So they start opening the gifts.
Yep.
And the first gift is an empty revolver. And Timu Terry Crews goes to smash the little
And it's empty.
glass plate. Yes, yeah, you're right. The revolver is empty. And they look out and they see the man who snuck out of the office earlier tied to a chair, and he's dead. And there is, yes, and there's green gas out in the hallway
Right.
now.
Right. So even if he wanted to break the glass, they might not want to because
Well, at
There's
this
this
point,
smoke.
I'm like, just cover your faces, go for it, just break the glass, unlock the door, and just make a run for it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
well.
then the story would have been over.
right. So now we get to the next guy. He opens a present and he gets a knife.
Yeah, one of those
Um,
big kitchen knives.
Mm-hmm. Like yeah. So now both the weapon and the knife, or the both weapons, both the gun and the knife are set on the middle of the table. Then, yes, the next girl opens.
Timu Mila Kunis.
Yes, she opens up an envelope, and it's an envelope that has pictures of a couple like outside making out or whatever. And you know those cards, those greeting
Like
cards
the
that
audio
you open, and
cards,
it has
yeah.
like the little audio that plays when you open them. That starts playing, and it's like you can tell it's like
Like
love making.
heavy petting sounds.
Okay. And so I guess they're all looking at each other. I was a little lost as to who was.
Yeah, they didn't
who.
really explain who was in
that
this
was,
other
I was
other
lost
than
a little bit.
other than office glasses nerd guy.
Right. So he starts not panicking, but like no, 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 whatever. And
Well, at this point, Timu Terry
Terry
Crews
Crews.
is suspicious of glasses office nerd guy, that he is jealous of what they saw in that picture, and he
Mhm.
thinks, okay, you're behind this.
yeah, like you're behind this
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing,
So
which didn't make sense to
yeah,
me.
so Timu Terry Crews goes after office glasses nerd guy, and tries to rough him up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then glasses office nerd guy just picks up the knife and cuts his own throat. It just inexplicably,
Mm-hmm.
instead of like maybe stabbing Timu Terry Crews.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, the phone rings again, and the voice is upset that glasses guy died. Well, he acts like he is. He's like, no, not office glasses nerd guy. And then he
He
goes,
didn't say
ha,
that.
ha, ha, ha,
He didn't
ha,
say that.
and starts like, I just didn't care much about their names at this point. And so they're kind of like, well, let's just keep
playing.
doing this.
Yes. So
And-
then
Yeah, go ahead.
the next one opens a gift and it's one single bullet. Then gas starts
Yep.
coming out from one vent and one vent only, and kills just the one lady who was sitting there
Yeah,
opening
even though
presents
it's the vent pumping gas into a
into
tiny
the
break
room,
room.
and everybody else is there. They cough and whatever, but she's the only one who dies.
Yep. Very quickly.
Yeah,
Like almost instantaneously.
yeah.
But it doesn't kill anybody else.
No one else. So, the next one, it's oh, his name is Manny. He opens the next gift, and it's a video of two guys talking about firing people, and it's one of them that's talking to another guy, and they're talking about the guy that just opened the video
Timu Terry Crews.
about him. He should have gotten fired a while back. So Manny turns to Spencer with the knife, and Spencer's try to shoot him, but he click.
Because there's no bullets in the revolver, even though somebody opened up a package with a bullet. We never find out
I think he did try to put the bullet in.
what happens to the bullet. Yeah, but you know, like you would think that would have come into play because it was one of the gifts, but no.
No, I think he tried to put the bullet in there.
Yeah, but it just was so glossed over.
Yeah. So then we have the next woman opens a present, and it's a gas mask. Oh, this is happening. She's opening the present while they're still
Yeah.
at it, kicking each other's ass or whatever. And
Well, we see outside the janitor,
outside their
outside
clear
the break
door,
room, the janitor, and he's got a gas mask on. So apparently he knew what was going
or
on.
maybe he was
and
Timu's saw guy.
You figure the janitor
The
was
jigsaw.
Timu Saw guy.
Yeah,
Was Timu Jigsaw.
jigsaw. Yeah.
And we hear a gunshot,
And then
Screen
the
goes
screen
black.
Goes black.
and Timu Mila Kunis walks outside, and the end.
She takes off her mask, and then starts walking off, and then that's it. And then that takes us back to the theater.
Well, so just a quick, like, this kind of had a little bit of a nice premise to start, but like so many of the other stories, this just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of plot holes.
It
in
was
this
just so well, it has to have a plot to have a hole in the plot. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just like you have to have a Titanic to have a iceberg.
Okay, so back in the theater.
For our wraparound story.
Yep. The woman and the man that are our protagonists are just like dumbfounded.
Yeah,
they
they
saw.
and I actually felt good for a second because I'm like, okay, they think this is as shitty as we do.
Yes. Then so we have the next card, the next act, and it's Dash Away All.
So at this point, we're like, okay, let's give it a chance.
Yeah,
that
let's go
didn't.
to the next story.
We'll stick with it. So we're at a department store that's closing up for Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Excuse me. And dude's out in the parking lot with his hands full of bags. Now, we both remarked about how the parking lot at this point is empty. You're in a major department store on Christmas Eve, and the parking lot is empty.
Huge hole in the floor.
So he's putting all his packages in, and he doesn't close his back door correctly, and he
gets out of
gets
the car
out,
to
closes it, and he's locked out of his car. Now, if the key is in the ignition, which I think it is, the car should not lock.
No. And also, you're getting out of the car to close the back door. Why would you close your own door? You just, better yet, just like open it and just like, I don't know. It's just seemed unnecessary.
So he's panicking.
But here we are.
He's
locked
panicking
out.
now because his cell phone's in the
He's-
car,
yep.
and his wife is calling about, oh my God, mom
the
and dad are
parents are
here,
here,
and they're
yeah.
judging the turkey already, and oh my God, we need to
Yeah, it's chaos.
come in.
You know, leave it to a man who goes to shop for Christmas on Christmas Eve. Yeah. So then he's just kind of.
I feel personally attacked by that.
No, you did good, honey.
You hadn't opened your presents yet.
So he tries to go back to the store. That was a good thinking. Um, but no one answered, which is odd. The store looks absolutely dark, and that's another hole there because usually they're probably
They
there
close that shit
cleaning
up
for,
quick.
probably cleaning there for another 2 hours if you've ever um, worked on Christmas Eve. So then he scans around the parking lot, and there is one single vehicle aside from his.
And it's a creepy 70s van with the bubble window in the back. Yeah. And so he decides he's going to walk to the van. He's going to knock on it. And the window cracks open. We hear a female voice. Asks if he can borrow a phone. And there's two young women in this van. And the one hands him a flip phone. I'm thinking, and she's like, "Oh, it's a burner phone," you know. And we notice that she has a weird tattoo on her wrist. So I'm thinking, okay, it's got to mean something if they're kind of showing it like that.
It was a Pac-Man tattoo.
Yeah, it wasn't a Pac-Man tattoo.
Yes.
You don't even remember Pac-Man.
No, it was Pac-Man.
You didn't have Pac-Man on the island. So he borrows the phone and calls AAA
or
or
roadside,
roadside assistance, whatever. And I'm sitting there going, dude, just call your wife and have her pick you up. You can figure out how to get into the car the next day. Like, just, like, really. Anyway, poor life choices.
But in the meantime, when he's telling all these things to the roadside assistant, he gives his name and
His birthday.
he gives his birthday, which happens to be the next day, which happens to be
and the lady
Christmas.
and the ladies are looking at him like, ha 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 ha, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, these ladies were acting a little shady, to be honest. Yeah.
Hey, two shady women in a shady van. Just, I mean, I'd get in. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, they do try to get him in.
We see the curtain move quick in the back of the van.
Yeah,
and now
I thought I saw like a shadow of a hand.
Yeah, and it's the implication that something else now is in the van, and that's always the scariest thing is the implication. And he finally decides, like, he's going to call his wife, and he's telling her what's going on. And she even asks, like, well, do you want me to come and get you?
Yeah,
and he's like, no, I called roadside assistance on Christmas Eve. Derp-de-derp.
Yeah.
And so the girls ask him if he wants to stay in the van with them, and he's like, no, I'm going to go wait by my car. And the van kind of revs up, and it's going to drive away, and then it stops. And it drives up to him, and they get out, and they're like, we don't want you to be cold here. We're going to give you a scarf. And the only smart thing this dude does is when they offer him their little flask.
From a flask, yes.
And they're like, oh, you want something to drink? And he's like, yeah. And they both drink it, and they're like, see, it's not poison. And so then he drinks from it. And he looks into the van quickly, and now he suspects there's more movement. He's like, is there somebody else in there in the back? And, and he hears like a screeching sound, a sudden flash, and
he tries to get in the van to see
he tries
who it
to
is.
open the door.
And then at this point, one of the girls slashes his hand.
Well, she says the evil must not be freed.
It was like a chanting, like a spell chanting, and the other girl slashes his hand and then slashes her own, and then says something about she being free.
And she says the new keeper has been found. So they're like you said, they're kind of chanting under their breath behind her, and she mixes her blood with his blood. And the one girl decides, okay, this is her chance to get away. She's going to run off, but she hits what looks like a wavy barrier kind of thing, and it won't let her leave. And she asks the other woman, like, how far away am I? Now, next thing you know, we see the creature pop up behind her, and it looks like some burnt up demon
Yeah, he did
kind
look
of
like he was a little crusty.
vampire thing
Yeah, because he cuts her neck, and she, obviously
with his talon.
drops to the drops to the
With his
ground, and
talon.
he slurps up all that delicious blood. And the
Mm-hmm.
guy is like,
Blood.
"What?" And then the other girl that's still alive gives him a full explanation of what is happening, what's going on. Basically, he says, "Now you are the tether of that demon thing, because
Mm-hmm.
it's your birthday tomorrow, and so is my birthday, and it was her birthday, and you can only be a tether to keep it at bay if your birthday is,
On Christmas.
yeah, whatever. And now you can only go 20 feet away from this van, and if you try to escape, it'll kill you, and it'll kill your family."
And the first thing I said was, it took them 3 years to find him. They
Yeah.
said that. And I'm like, how do they eat if they can't get more than 20 feet from the van? And I'm thinking they got to go to a lot of drive throughs with
Yeah,
this van.
probably.
But it just goes to show you, kids. The moral of this story is evil lives in a van.
Or 20 feet away from, you have at least
Don't
20
get
feet.
within 20 feet of a van that was made before 1983.
I mean, if your birthday is not on Christmas Day, you're safe. I
Oh
do
no
know
no no
actually
no
a
no!
lot
You
of
won't get
people's
you won't
birthday.
get you won't get killed by a demon, but you know you could get killed by someone in a creepy van.
Hmm.
So
And that's it.
that story actually was the only one that
Yeah,
actually made a little sense.
I think he had potential. I think the
Yeah.
execution was poor.
Yeah, we give it an A for effort and an incomplete for potential or for execution.
Yeah, so far I would give the first story, I would give it maybe a 2 out of 5.
There was a quote from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach back in the late 70s, early 80s when they were an expansion team and they were so horrible. And the interviewer asked the coach, what do you think about your team's execution today? And he said, I'm in favor of it.
Okay. What would you give 1 to 5 to the first story?
To the first story?
The
Oh, we're
first
doing
one.
our ratings now?
No, just the first little story. Just an overall.
Oh, well, from a 0 to 5, I give it I give it a 2,
Yeah, I
just
give it a
because it
2.
has a couple little moments.
The second story, I will probably give it a.
I'm giving it a 2 because if I give it a 3, that's better than average.
I was thinking 1. I think I will give it a 1 out of 5. Although the acting was decent.
Yeah, this was everything's relative, so compared to the rest of everything, this was the most well acted.
That's true. So I will give it a 2 out of 5.
So, the cleanest turd still has corn in it.
So we're back at the theater, and nothing major happens. We go to the next story, and the cue card has all through the house. And in this one,
Oh, go ahead.
there is a man.
It's Timu, A Christmas Carol.
Yes. There's a man outside of a house decorated for Christmas, and he is just not having any of it.
Yeah, he's not into Christmas.
He's a
Asshole?
he's a Scrooge. Oh my God, he's a Scrooge. And
English is her third language, folks.
He's like in his
Right after Spanish and bad English.
40s, and he's just like having no fun at all with the neighbors' decorations. So he kind of
Well, he kicks
vandalizes
the
Santa
plastic
Claus.
Santa and
Yeah.
vandalizes it.
Yeah.
And he's on his sofa alone, flipping through the channel, and we get a knock on the door, and the neighbor comes over and asks him, "Hey, can you donate to my son's
Fundraiser
Christmas
thing.
charity fundraiser?" And he basically tells him to get fucked and
Slams the door.
closes the door on him. Yeah, and he's just so over Christmas.
Yeah, he goes back on the couch. He tries to flip through the channels, but the same movie, Christmas movie, um, keeps showing. So he's just like, fuck it. And he turns off the TV. He calls Linda for a booty call. And Linda is having Christmas time
With her family.
with her family because it's Christmas Eve.
Yep.
But she does invite him to come over. They're going to have dinner and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah.
And he's like, listen, Linda. So the TV comes back on its own.
Same.
And it's
movie.
here we get into Timu, A Christmas Carol, because he says the show on the TV tells him he's going to be visited by 3 ghosts, which I'm still trying to figure out if it was actually 3 ghosts. And he decides he's going to do a line of coke in the meantime, because this must have taken place in the 80s, this show.
No.
Because that's what everybody did.
I mean, we don't know if it was a line of coke or a line of meth, really.
And we see 3 like dark, black, smoky entities with glowing eyes pop up behind him.
Very bad CGI.
Yeah, well, they probably blew all their budget on putting gas in the van. And
but the funniest part here was that as he was doing the line of coke or 2, the coke turns into tinsel. That
was actually pretty creative.
Very funny because he's got
stock tinsel. He's got a bat in the cave where the tinsel's hanging out of his.
That was pretty funny, pretty creative. He kind of panics and goes to the bathroom to look at himself.
Mm-hmm. And he sees a child.
Oh, right.
In his living room floor.
Mm-hmm.
And goes over and then looks over and there's a family sitting on the sofa of the room. Mm-hmm. We switch back to him and now he's the child on the floor.
Mm-hmm. In a onesie pajama, and it looks like it's Christmas Eve because the family on the couch looks to be his own family, grandma, grandpa,
It's
mom.
like a flashback, goes to Christmas past kind of thing.
And they're asking him to sing a song, and he doesn't want to sing a song.
And the dad's like, just sing the fucking song.
Yeah, the dad, you can see he's a total tool, and the mom is like, shut up, and they're all arguing or whatever.
So we kind of get the sense as to why this dude hates Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he decides that he's going to run out of the room and into the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And there's an entity behind, the second entity, I guess, behind the bathroom. We don't see the first entity, but the second entity is behind the bathroom door. And
he starts talking to himself in a mirror.
Yep. He starts talking to himself in the mirror, and then the mirror starts talking back, the reflection. Right. And they're basically talking about why Christmas sucks, you know? Mm-hmm. And now there's a third manifestation of him.
Yep, because he sees himself hanging.
Yeah, from like a necktie.
Yeah.
From the bathroom, and I'm thinking, what the hell did you attach it to? Like this?
It's just hanging there, you know?
Yeah.
Because why not? And then he kind of freaks out. He tries to save himself or something, and then we see him just run out of the bathroom.
Yeah. And now we get a knock on the door, and the neighbor
his drunken
neighbor, who asked him for a donation. And
Timu Ned Flanders.
That's pretty bad when you're Timu, because Ned Flanders is Timu. So when you have a Timu Ned Flanders, it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. But he's drunk.
Yeah. And he sees his vandalized Christmas decoration on this guy's sofa now. And he's like, hey, is that my Christmas decoration? You know, and he pushes our hero over. And he just like barely grazes the corner. And all we hear is like his spine snapping.
It was such a bad scene. It was so bad. My daughter would have done better.
I'm like, I've hit my head worse on the car door than that. And you know.
My kid who is in films, he's a film student. She would have done so much better. So now he's supposedly dead. Except now he sees
He's standing
he's
over his
standing over
body,
his
so he's
body.
having an out of
Yes,
body
and the
experience.
TV turns on, and it's that same movie talking about how sad that he died alone on Christmas, or on Christmas Eve rather.
Mm-hmm. And he starts to realize that he has no friends and nobody likes him, and he's a
He's gonna,
douchebag,
yeah.
and you know, he starts talking to the TV, and he's insisting that somebody will come and help me, and you know, so the next entity now comes over to him and like points to the clock on the wall,
Mm.
and the clock starts buzzing forward.
And then we see we see himself on the floor, or he sees himself on the floor with rats scurrying
Eating what
inside.
probably should be his decomposing body, but they didn't have the budget to like put like fake blood on him and make him look like he's decomposing. And he wakes up out of this
Mm-hmm.
and knock on the door again. And we kind of replay the scene with the drunken
The
neighbor
drunken neighbor.
coming in.
But this time,
This time he gives the neighbor money for his kid's
yep.
Christmas fund. And he runs out and into the yard. And he's like, "I love Christmas."
I love Christmas.
And
He's a turn man.
he's making grass angels because there's no snow.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he loves Christmas, and we're finally mercifully done with Timu: A Christmas Carol.
Yes. Yes, we're back at the theater, and holy cow. Whew.
Well, that story actually probably made the most sense.
It's been told 1,000 times.
I know,
you know?
but at least it made sense. The
So-
acting was horrible, the execution was horrible,
Yeah.
but at least it made some kind of sense.
Yeah.
It followed a logical kind
I
of
will
thread.
give this a 2 out of 5 just because of the tinsel.
Yeah, I give it a 1 because it was just so. In my notes, I have we're back to the theater, and at this point, we were hoping this was the end,
It's not.
but no, we get a card that says intermission,
Intermission.
and I'm like, fuck, like
Yeah.
seriously.
So
And
the
so
couple decides to go to the lobby.
yeah, because it's intermission, and
Yep.
let's all go to the lobby. Yep.
Let's all go. So he goes to the bathroom, and she is trying to get a water from the very rude ticket booth
Mhm.
lady, and for no real plot at all, the rude ticket booth lady happens to have a twin that comes in and gives her the water. Totally not
Yeah, yeah.
connected.
And
At all.
creepy old book reading
Creepy
man
old
comes in. He
yep,
gets some
yep.
popcorn,
Mm-hmm. I
and
can't believe they didn't get popcorn. people
I
out
don't know.
But at this point, the man, the date, you can hear her, you can see her overhearing.
She's eavesdropping on his conversation
that
in the
he's having
bathroom.
in the bathroom. And again, he's on the phone, and he quickly gets out of the bathroom and sees her there. And at this point, I'm thinking, I don't know, is he married? What's going on with
Yeah,
him?
he seems to be in
He's
the bathroom a
acting,
lot on the
or
phone.
with calls, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You think something's going on, but they go back into the theater, and
Next cue card is up.
this is rough because we got our next cue card, which is our next story, which is a rose, such a clatter. And
It's a dude driving.
this one was kind of fun. I actually thought this one was fun because they didn't overthink it and try and make it something it wasn't. So we have headlights on a country road, and we go to the car, and it's Timu Russell Crowe.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh,
Now-
wait. Timu Russell Crowe now.
Yeah,
Not
Timu
like
Russell
20, 30
Crowe
years ago.
now isn't that far off from actual Russell Crowe now.
Yeeks.
And so we see Timu Russell Crowe, and
He's looking pretty rough.
yeah, he's looking through some pictures in his passenger seat of a scantily clad woman,
Named Susie. Or
Yeah.
at least that's what he
Yep.
had on it.
and he hits a deer.
Yep, because he's not paying attention to the road. He hits a
And-
deer.
We see a flash of
Yeah.
a collar
Yes, red.
on the road.
Right. And also we see him. Basically, the deer wasn't dead. You don't see the deer, but you see all the blood all around, and you hear the moanings of a deer that just got hit.
A reindeer.
Well, we don't know that yet.
It's a reindeer.
Okay, so he picks up a a big heavy rock and finishes the job.
All the while we see like through like a red lens, we see something looking at him through
Looking at
the
him,
through
yes.
the trees.
We also see a collar that was left on the ground that said,
Wait a minute, wait for it. It says Blitzen.
"Okay,
I
now
told
we
you it
think,
was a
okay,
reindeer.
now we think it might be a deer
So
because it's Christmas Eve."
At this point, I do have to say that your daughter and my stepdaughter was watching this movie, and she went on a good 5-minute tirade about how Santa's reindeer are portrayed as white-tailed deer, and they're actually reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get any decorations that portray Santa's reindeer
better
as
not.
white-tailed deer,
Don't invite my daughter.
it's inaccurate. Okay? That's not what they are. They're freaking reindeer.
You will get your head chopped off.
Yeah,
by
she was
her.
borderline homicidal about this.
Yeah, which is funny. It's always funny to see her in that character.
Now the
It's very
thing was,
similar to how she
wasn't being
drives.
forced to watch this movie like we were. So she just endured it for some kind of perverse reason.
She was
I don't
probably
know what it
taking
was.
notes on what not to do because she is, after all, studying film. So, anyway, moving on. It's no, it's
Well, he drives away.
He kills Blitzen, and he drives away. Gets to what?
Well, he goes back to his house, but
Right,
the thing
gets to
that
the
I
house.
said, which was never revealed, was that since everything involved in this thing following him was a red light, I'm like, it's got to be Rudolph.
Hey, he's been through enough.
I'm like, possibly
Or
Rudolph.
she? Rudolph has been through enough. So, we get to his house, and Susie is there, dressed up a little.
Scantily clad, and she's like looking through the pictures, and she's like, "Did you get the pictures and stuff?" Like, none of that was even relevant. Like, he could have just hit a deer that ran out onto the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Holes and holes. Anyway, so again, from the house, we see that something else is watching with a red lens over it. So we know that he's being watched, and it's obviously Rudolph.
And so at this point, he thinks something's watching him. So he opens the front door, and we see red. And something charging at the door, and he slams the door shut, and she's like, "Oh my God, what was
the
that?"
hell was that?
And now we hear noise up on the second floor, and you
so
were
he goes up
well,
and
but you
investigate.
were like, "How did that get up on the second floor?" I'm like, "It's a freaking magical reindeer; it can fly."
But they didn't acknowledge that something just went past them.
No, it didn't go past them. It couldn't get in, so it decided to go up through the second floor because it's a
Whatever.
reindeer.
Yeah,
It's a magic freaking reindeer; it
makes
can
perfect
fly.
sense.
I had no problem. with it.
So he goes to investigate upstairs, and here's what. We hear some animals snarling, and there's some bad camera angles, and what we see is the worst stabbing.
Just flashes of a deer eye and antlers.
He's obviously just holding the antlers to his stomach and stabbing himself. It was the worst camera work ever.
Well, budget restrictions.
Sure.
So now our woman goes upstairs to investigate, and long story short,
She
Rudolph
gets
kills her.
Yeah.
The end. So this story I thought was the most fun because that was weird. One of Santa's reindeer was killed on the road, and Rudolph took revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, the execution was horrible. The acting was horrible.
Yeah.
But the story was it made the most sense.
Sure.
It had the most solid kind of through line
Sure.
through the whole story. The
For that-
execution was a hot
For that, I'll give it
dog
a two.
turds.
2 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah. Yeah.
And
2 out of 5. What do you.
I'll be generous and give it a 3 out of 5 because I thought it was fun. I thought this story was the most fun. There was some stuff in it that didn't make any sense, like the pictures of the woman. Like, the whole excuse for that was that he was looking at those, and that's why he got distracted and killed Blitzen
Sure.
and bludgeoned Blitzen.
It could have been any excuse. But anyway.
So at this point,
we're
we
back in
go
the
back to our
theater.
theater for our wraparound story. And every time we come back to our wraparound story, we fade out from the end of our movie and we see the actors kind of finishing up. And at this point, that was pretty funny
was
because the
funny.
actors are standing there. One's holding like this stuffed deer and it's going like mimicking stabbing, the lady
to
to
the
death.
woman. And then the woman has Brett Tinsel kind of like
Yeah.
going like this.
And
It was
at
funny.
this point, we're really thinking like, okay, this has got to be the last one. And then that bitch comes out and flips over another card,
Yep.
and it says, "In a twinkling."
So this is our next story. I'll say I like this story probably the best out of all of them.
At this point, I'm just like, we're this far into it. We're almost done. Just
Yeah.
plow through it.
Yep. So we see a man. It's a full moon. We see a man. He goes inside of his house and he keeps staring at the full moon. Then we have a friend that calls him and tries to get him out because it's Christmas Eve. And he's like, nope, I can't do this, not tonight.
Well,
he barricades.
the duffel bag is full of chains.
Yes.
Big, heavy
Yeah.
chains.
He barricades himself in the house and he chains himself with the cheapest, lightest chains that you could find probably at Spencer's. And his phone keeps going off.
I've been held hostage in a group text now.
Oh my god. So then his friend surprises him by showing up to his house.
With her friends.
With her friends.
So there's 3 of them? Or 4?
Four.
There's 4 of them.
Yep.
At this point, I just didn't care anymore.
No. But he's obviously not happy that they're there. At this point, we think, okay, he's a werewolf. Okay, this is a werewolf, story. But
Yep, that's where I was. That's where I thought it was going. Was like, I'm gonna chain myself in my house because it's a full moon, and I'm gonna turn into a werewolf, and I don't want you here. But no.
But no.
No.
So he did try to tell her that 10 years ago, but then they get interrupted, and she's gone, and then she goes out to smoke a cigarette. And she goes outside. This is the friend. She goes outside, and she's
sees,
looking at the moon.
Yeah, and she sees these
She sees
three
these
glowing orbs.
Yep.
In the sky.
Like 3 stars, and they come together, and then everything kind of flashes in her vision, like
And turns to static.
Static, like TV static.
Yep.
And there's some weird things happening, and then she snaps out of it, and all of a sudden it's just her, and everything is black and white.
Yeah, everything's in black and white.
And the TV dimensions are, instead of like the full like widescreen, it's like one of those like square
Like
screens.
old-timey tube TVs.
Yeah, like the tube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so everybody
her
now.
name is Gabby.
Yeah.
I put her.
Yep. Everybody now is sitting at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And they want him to sit down and eat
Oh,
Christmas,
yes, all the
Christmas
friends.
dinner. Yep.
And they're acting very, very strange, kind of like robotic. And they're like, so and so, will you say grace? And he's like, no, not me. And then they ask her, will you say grace, Gabby? And she's like, I don't know any grace.
Well, and at this point, she thinks, oh, hey, funny prank, guys.
Yeah.
You're all playing a prank on me. And the first thing I thought was, that's one hell of a prank if they can turn everything into black and white.
Right. Well, she didn't acknowledge that, so was she even aware that they were in black and white? Who knows? But anyway,
I don't know.
she does think at some point that maybe they all got high without her,
Mm-hmm.
and and if it was a prank or not,
Yep. And they're
whatever.
very interested in her Christmas memories.
Oh yeah,
Like, what are your fondest memories of Christmas?
right.
Yep.
And so it's weird, but she does say that she didn't have a good Christmas growing up. Her mom never wanted to celebrate Christmas or something like that, and now that's why she, as an adult, always wants to celebrate Christmas with her friends.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, the guy in the beginning who was going to chain himself,
Oh,
whatever.
she. So it's worth mentioning
Oh,
that
yeah.
that
Yeah.
she and him are the only ones who are acting kind of like
Yeah.
different than the
And
friends.
yeah. And she tries to get out at one point and walks out a door, but then walks back in another door and
Yeah,
is
like-
right back
like she
into
just
the
gets-
same scene.
Yeah, warped back in.
So at this point, Homeboy gets up and gets a gun
Mhm.
and just shoots everybody at the table,
That was very.
except for Gabby. He
That
doesn't.
was very effective.
Mhm.
He goes and shoots everybody like really quick, and she is fucking freaking out. I mean, why
Uh-huh.
not? Why wouldn't you?
And he's like, no, it's
No.
it's okay. And they're all still alive.
Yep.
And they just
They all like come back.
Yep.
And
their
then
their
they start-
voices are a little distorted at this point.
Right.
You
There's
know?
like a little bit of staticky at some point, and then you can tell that they're just back to whatever robotic thing.
Yep. And the scene literally repeats itself where they're like, well, sit down for dinner.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
You know. But when they do take the lid off the turkey is in color.
Yes.
That's
And it looked.
I'd like to
it
say that's
wasn't a
important to note, but it's not
It
really, that
really
important.
wasn't. But it was like almost like a Lego type of turkey. Yeah.
Like pixelated.
Yeah, a little.
Like
they
an
also
8-bit turkey.
They also go through presents, and they open presents, and she gets a very colorful,
It's a
ugly,
sweater.
ugly Christmas sweater, and then
See ya, guapo.
suddenly, all three of the other friends are wearing the same
Yeah.
ugly Christmas sweater,
And it's in color.
and it's in color, Technicolor.
Which again you would think was relevant, but
Yeah.
it's not really.
But eventually, he tells Gabby that he's been through this for 10 years.
Yep. Every 10 years these
Every 10
aliens,
years?
I guess,
No, I thought
yeah.
it was every year.
Well, oh, sorry, yeah, every year for 10
For
years.
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just come down and just ask him questions about Christmas.
Yeah.
Cuz these
and-
aliens, they don't want to like anally probe you. They just want to know about Christmas.
Yeah, they're very interested in Christmas.
So a race that can travel through across the universe wants to know about Christmas.
Sure, that makes.
That's
a lot of
what they're
sense.
gonna do.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Because that's how they find out about our weaknesses.
She wakes up outside, and Steve gives her the doll she always wanted because she had asked her mom all her life.
Well, the aliens got it for her.
Well, the alien got.
Yeah, she opens up her present, and it's this doll she always wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
she's
that's
like,
it.
"Oh, I never got it because my stupid family never celebrated Christmas."
Yeah.
And
And that's it.
Yeah.
I will give that one a 2 because it was the most the one that I liked the most. It was a little bit more fun to see what these stupid people aliens were, and I just thought it was fun. But I'll still give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll give it a
The acting was good.
2 because yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
mean the
gonna give it
acting wasn't bad.
No,
It's
this
just
this
the
one was
plot was
probably the
kind of-
most well acted one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's all relative.
There's no plot really.
But now we're back in the theater, and my notes just say "no more!" exclamation point.
However, at this point, we see that the man in the date, he was looking kind of sick. The previous between the before the last two stories, and then now it's he looks even sicker, and like we're wondering what is going on. But he excuses himself to go to the bathroom.
Well, and as he's doing that, the actors
next-
on the stage are portraying.
Well, there's a new card, which we
movements. Yeah.
thought it was another story.
Thank God it wasn't.
No. So a new cue card is revealed, and it's called "And to all a good night. And this is when all the actors um, kind of start acting out the main story.
Yeah. And when he's in the bathroom, the one actor on the stage is mimicking his
His
conversation in
conversation.
the bathroom while he's in the
And the
bathroom.
woman that is sitting like the date,
The woman.
she had seen the while he was in the bathroom, she's seen the act where they are acting out what they just basically went through at the beginning of the movie. So she knows, she understands that they're acting out what they have already
Uh
lived.
huh.
And this is when one of them says, "Oh, I don't feel so good, and I'm going to the bathroom." And then he's like, he gets on a call, and during this call, she's seeing what's probably happening upstairs
Yeah, in the
in the
bathroom.
bathroom. Um, Go ahead.
Well, he's basically talking about how he's hungry
Mm-hmm.
and he's not sure if he
Mm-hmm.
should do it. I mean, I'm going off of memory at this point because I just
Yeah, well,
stopped
he
taking
does
notes
say
because
that
I was just done.
he says that he has to feed.
Yes.
Yes.
And so he comes back down into
Mm-hmm.
the theater,
Yep.
sits aside of the woman.
And says the same thing that happened in the
Yeah.
with the actors that said, "Oh boy, I'm starving. You wanna go get something to eat?" And so he sits down and says the same thing. "Oh boy, I'm starving. Do you wanna go get something to eat?" And
She looks over. We see a flash of him like having a creepy demon face.
mm,
And then he just turns back into him and the movie ends and you never knew what the fuck that was all about.
one can only assume that he ate her. Oh, and then this is when the old creepy guy just laughs out loud.
Yeah, the old creepy guy really never really had anything to do with
No,
any
I
of the
think he
story.
kind of knew.
I don't know. I don't know.
And this is it. This
I
is
just
the
don't
whole
know.
thing.
I just don't know.
It's
God. So I guess let's while you finally have a pen, let's do our scores for this movie, and we score our movie on 3 categories: plot,
the plot is the first category, and for the
acting.
plot,
Oh, go ahead. We
for
can
the
just
for the plot, um, I will say that I wasn't expecting much once the movie started, because as soon as you see the movie start, you kind of see, oh yeah, this is a low budget movie.
yeah, from the first
But
line that was delivered.
we've seen many B movies that are low budget,
Well, we
great
just
movies.
reviewed Session 9, which was a low budget movie, and it's a masterclass in what to
Very
do
good.
with a limited
Yes.
budget.
This was not it. No, I think
This
each.
was not a masterclass. This was a 3rd grade science fair project.
Yeah, I should have checked to see how much was the movie. But anyway, I will have to give a 2 out of 5. Uh, Demon creatures.
Okay, so a lot of these stories started off with an interesting premise and then just went nowhere and just ended so abruptly without any kind of closure or any kind of explanation.
Which sometimes it's okay if you don't have closure.
It is, but there's
but
other anthology series
Yeah.
like Creepshow,
Trick or Treat.
Tales from the Dark Side,
One of the last one
movie.
we watched was
Yeah.
Trick and Treat or something,
And
it was
everything
fun.
everything wove in and
Mhm.
out and through the wraparound story and came together at the end.
Mhm.
So you can do an anthology series where you don't have the time to develop characters and really develop a super long narrative
Mhm.
and still pull it off. They did not. I'm giving it a 1. Poop emojis. Because that's all I can think about.
Okay. The next category is acting and directing. I'm very torn here because, as far as acting, some of the stories were okay, and some of the stories were better. the main story, the main wraparound story wasn't the best. Um, but all in all, there was some good acting. The directing was, I don't want to say horrendous, but it wasn't what I expected.
Well, go ahead.
And so I almost see the intention, but I just don't see the execution that was very well done. So for that, I will give it a 2 for the acting. That's
Okay.
it.
You're being pretty
Two
generous.
two demon creatures.
So, I don't necessarily know if I fault the directing for this.
Mm.
It's more the writing. Because I'm assuming the director only has so much to work with.
Mm-hmm. True.
Um, a few of these stories were decently acted because there were, well, we noted three of them, and they were obviously the three standout actors and actresses in
Mm-hmm.
this movie. Um, but I'm just for that, I'll be super generous and give it a 2.
Two
2 poop emojis.
poop emojis.
Yeah. Because that's
Rewatch.
nicer than saying steaming piles of shit.
Our last category is rewatchability. And I can flat out say this is a 1. Um, it's funny because I saw someone commenting on this movie in one of our horror movie groups on Facebook. And someone was saying that they watch this every year for Christmas. And I'm thinking, why? There's nothing to
Well, maybe they
revisit.
hate Christmas.
Ah, there's absolutely nothing to revisit on this. So rewatchability, I will give it a 1. Demon creature.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I give it a 1 as well. There's no reason to watch this movie twice. And so we're going to give it its final score and then we'll do a wrap.
Yeah.
Wrap it up
so
here.
I have a 5 out of 15 demon creatures as a total score for this movie.
And it looks like I have a 4 piles of steaming poop emoji shit. I hate to give a movie a bad review, but this is just a bad movie.
Yeah.
And
hey, if you disagree, that's totally fine.
So yeah,
maybe if I was drunk,
you know
I would have
what?
liked it.
If you just want to put it on and watch it just for the sheer entertainment value, I'm not going to tell you not to, but
now I am all for supporting independent films. I really am. But you have to keep it somehow interesting.
Well, and I always take every bad movie back to Thanksgiving. Because we are going to review Thanksgiving at one point if it fucking kills me. Because Thanksgiving is a horrible movie. It had no business being on a cinema screen, but it doesn't take itself seriously. It knows it's bad, and it is so bad that it's good. There are a few movies that they're so bad they're good. And you can watch it and go, oh my God, this is horrible, but I am so entertained by this movie.
I mean, I feel that way about Butt Boy. I think it had nothing, no reason to be on a screen.
Butt Boy is a masterpiece.
He had no reason to be on a screen.
There's never been
it was pretty entertaining.
Yes. So it's at least entertaining because it doesn't take itself so seriously. I feel like this movie was trying to take itself seriously and it was trying to be serious, which makes it just bad.
Yeah.
This is a bad movie. Bless their heart, they tried. They just didn't pull it off because so many stories really had like kind of a, okay, I want to see where this is going. And the answer was nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere. None of these stories, well, I shouldn't say none of these stories. Some of them, the reindeer one went somewhere.
The alien one had
the alien one kind of did, but eh. So
Anyway,
I hate to give a movie a bad review because people got paid to be in it.
yeah.
And
And
people put
people,
forth effort,
yes,
a
yes,
serious effort to do it, and
yeah,
I applaud that.
sure,
But holy balls, this movie was horrible.
yeah, yeah,
It was just bad,
yeah.
and I'm never gonna hear the end of it because I made her watch it.
So that was the other thing, guys. So we had a few movies to choose from, and I gave him some movies, and out of all of the ones that I gave him for horror Christmas movies, he chose this, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to watch this one?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Oh, no, no, no. Okay, no, fine. You don't want to watch that. We don't have to watch it. I said, "No, no, that's fine. We'll watch it. We'll
Well,
watch
I
it."
didn't want to watch one of the not cliched, but like your traditional Christmas movies that everybody
Why
watches
not?
because
But I
everybody
get it.
does
I
that.
get it. I get it.
So we didn't get to see a good movie. We got to waste 2 hours of our lives invested in taking notes on a horrible steaming pile of crap.
Yeah, yeah.
But again,
That's good.
I will say if I'm not going to say not to watch it because the entertainment value may be there, but just go into it knowing that it's not a good movie and don't take it too seriously, and maybe you'll have a better different experience than we did.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what time is it?
What time is it?
Game time.
What time is it? Game time! Boo!
So, for this game, I got some questions for him regarding horror Christmas movies. Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
I have some questions, and I have multiple choices, A, B, or C.
Oh, Jesus, I hate multiple choice. Okay.
And so you'll have to give me the correct answer. Ready?
The correct one? Okay.
Yes. Okay. In Black Christmas, 1974,
Okay.
what
The
does
original. Okay.
what does the killer do repeatedly throughout the film? A. Leaves bloody gifts on doorsteps. B. Breaks into nearby homes. C. Makes disturbing phone calls.
C.
Or D. Writes messages on
C.
walls. And it is C. Makes disturbing phone
And that was
calls.
one of the ones. Black Christmas has had a few remakes.
A few?
That actually, it's one of
How
the reasons I
many?
didn't want to review that because there's like 20 billion remakes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Okay, hold on. In Gremlins, 1984.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie, people.
Yes, it's a horror Christmas movie. Shout out to our baby Gremlin.
Yeah. My granddaughter, Frankie.
Yeah. Which of these is not one of the rules for caring for a mogwai?
Mogwai.
Mogwai.
Yes.
And this is super easy. A. Keep it away from bright light. B. Never feed it after midnight. C. Don't get it wet. D. Don't let it hear loud noises.
D.
He's right. Don't let it hear loud noises.
By the way, Gremlins 2, the new batch, an underrated sequel.
Uh-huh. Okay. Next one. Which movie features a killer Santa who murders people for being naughty? A. A Christmas Horror Story. B. Silent Night, Deadly Night. C. Krampus. D. Rare Exports.
B.
He's right. Silent Night, Deadly Night, and there's a new Silent Night, Deadly Night that's coming in theaters. It's already out in theaters right now. I would love to go see it, but it's not like we're gonna do the review because this is our Christmas special.
No, because we had to reveal this
Pile
steaming
of
pile of
shit.
horse shit.
Okay, next one. In Krampus 2015,
Okay.
what brings Krampus to the family's home? A. Opening a cursed present. B. Reading an ancient spell. C. A loss of Christmas spirit. Or D. Ringing a magical bell.
C.
C. a loss of Christmas spirit. So there you have it.
Woohoo!
Do not lose your Christmas spirit, or you will get Krampus.
You'll get Krampus right in the butt.
You'll get Krampus. Okay, last one.
All right, let's see if I can
Although I do
sweep
have a
this
few
bitch.
more, but better watch out. And if you've never seen it, it's a fun little Christmas horror Christmas. 2016.
Okay, I think I remember this
Initially-
one.
Better Watch Out initially pretends to be what type of holiday movie?
Okay.
A slasher sequel. B, a supernatural possession film. C, a romantic Christmas comedy. Or D, a home invasion babysitting thriller.
D.
That was easy. I took it easy on you.
Uh-huh.
Well, because the last time we did horror trivia, if you didn't see, I gave you a hard one and I won the game.
So I guess in summary, as our dog chokes on his own spit, if you want to see this movie, go ahead and watch it. Just don't go into it with any expectations, and you'll probably be you'll have a better experience with it.
Sure.
It's just bad. So this is the first bad movie we've done, and I'm looking forward to doing a movie that we choose again
But it kinda
because
feels-
it's a good review.
It feels fun a little bit to like really bash a movie for being
It
so
does.
bad.
And I know one of our movies in the new year is going to be a request
Oh.
from our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So we will do the movies that you ask us to do.
Yep. We
Just
did get
God, please don't make us do this one.
we did get a request for the Empty Man. Thank you for the recommendation. Our dog. He's still choking over there. He's fine. He's fine. So we will be doing that one coming up.
Yep.
And maybe in the new year we
Yeah.
will definitely.
We saw it already and thought it was a really good
Yeah.
you know,
It's a
kind of
good
like
premise.
yeah, out of nowhere, kind of like wow, didn't
Yeah.
know about that one.
Yep.
So we will be doing the Empty Man in the new year because we're gonna try and do all our requests.
Yes.
If we start getting enough fans, followers, it's gonna be hard to keep up with it, but we're gonna do everything we
And
can.
again, maybe we'll do a Patreon account and we'll have separate
Yeah.
reviews
Yep.
for just that.
Yep. So I guess to wrap everything up, everybody have a great holiday with your loved ones.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Celebrate
Happy New
whatever
Year,
you celebrate and however
Hanukkah,
you
whatever
celebrate.
you do with your
You know,
loved ones.
have a
or
Merry
you're hated.
Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and as Krusty the Clown says, a crazy Kwanzaa.
Or it's a Festivus Miracle, if for those Seinfeld fans.
Yep. And we will see you guys on the flip side, and we are out.